This video you're looking at will demonstrate how to resize and crop images in GIMP. You are looking at a photo I took to show what the concept is for the week 3 assignment. This week 3, the theme is going places, and this is a build-up for what we'll continue to work on next week. So this is assignment 2A. Think in terms of an email postcard, and I have a scenario. The scenario is you are going to travel this summer by car for a couple of weeks to some pretty awesome places. You will ask your friends to follow you on social media. You are planning a digital postcard to email your friends to get them on board and ready to keep up with you, to follow your posts on Facebook and text you as you travel. So now let's get into the demonstration of how to resize and crop. We did resize an image last week. We're going to do another one right now. So I took this image, and if you wanted to look and see what it was actually sized as, if I look at my folder, this image is 3325. It's a JPEG, and I took it with my smartphone. It was 2.4 megabytes as a JPEG from the original camera. Now, once I opened that image up in GIMP, let's look down here. It now says it is 76.6 megabytes. Same image is now 76.6 megabytes. And that's because it uncompressed once opened in the editing software. All right, so we have a very large file. And I did that on purpose. When I took those images in my camera, I emailed the largest size to myself so I could use it for this demonstration. All right, if you notice right now, if you can see the bottom of this window, this image is only at 25%, and it's pretty large. If I clicked it up and put it at 100%, it would just be huge. So anyway, I'll take it back down to 25% so we can work on it. Now, the first thing I want us to do in our program is, after you've shot your photos with your camera and you upload images to your computer, you place them in your class folder. Create a week 3 photos folder and place them in it. And I have done that. Week 3 photos. And this is my IMED 1301 digital image or digital media class folder. All right, so I'll put that back. Now, so I've opened this up in GIMP, and the first thing I want to do in GIMP, right now it is still a JPEG. I want to examine all the sizes, and so first thing I'm going to do is look at image, and I could look at the canvas size, but I'm going to look at the first thing, image properties. And if I look over in image properties, I can see there it is, 76.6 megabytes. It was a smaller file, 2.4, but as a JPEG. And actually the size in memory is 76.6. Okay, now I'm going to close that. It also says that its resolution is 72 pixels per inch. And the color mode it is using is RGB. So those are all good things to know. I'll close it. Then if I wanted to save it, I would go File, Save As. And we remember how to do that. We're going to select by file type. So I'm going to come down here and choose GIMP XCF image, and that is the native file format for GIMP. And if you look up in the top, it has already changed it to a .xcf. I am going to change the actual name of it to the name we're supposed to be using. And for my file naming conventions, it would be, let me click up there, RA-GLAS-2A assignment and .xcf. Now that puts it in the native file format. Now if we look up at the top, it has been changed. All right, now we can edit, because as you'll remember from your reading this week, if I had tried to save it and work on it as a JPEG, it would just compress it and remove some valuable color information that we don't want to remove at this point. And while you're working in GIMP, it never compresses it, so it maintains a beautiful quality, and you can keep editing all day long as you keep it in the GIMP file format. Now, to resize it, I've asked you this week to resize it, and we're going to go up to image, and we can go to print size or scale image. So I'm going to go to scale image, and it shows a width and a height, and I want to change it to 400 pixels. I'm going to click on the chain, and that will make it a proportional size reduction. So it goes from 400, it has a width of 400 and a height of 300. I'm going to click scale, and I've just now scaled it. It shows it's at 25%. I reduced it a huge amount. I'm going to now show it at 100%, and that's a very nice, reasonable size. And if I wanted to work on it a little bit larger, I could change it up to 200%. But you'll notice, or I can notice, that it's now looking pixelated when I'm looking at it larger than the original should be, which was, we think in terms of 100%, it is at the best quality. If you wanted to undo scale image, just go up to edit, undo. Then I'll take it back down to 33 or 25%, and it's just like we opened it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Let's go to image, scale image. I'm going to change it from 3,264 pixels wide down to 400, and click on the chain. It goes to 300, and I'll scale it. Now I'm going to change it up to a size we can actually work with, 100. Now that is the job that we actually wanted to do, which was resize. I'm going to export this, go to File, Export, and I'm going to now choose the JPEG file format to export, and we'll choose a JPEG, slide down, find the JPEG. There it says JPEG image, and over there is the JPEG extension that it will use, and I will click export. Now I get a window that says, what quality do you want for this export? And it says 95 is the quality level. As you go down, the quality decreases. All right. But I don't want to decrease the quality very much. So I will export at 100%. maybe a little bit lower. Okay. And I'm going to, that went into the folder, and now I have one more job to do. I want to crop this image. So I'm going to go to the crop tool, which is new. So if you go over to the toolbox, you will see this little knife icon. It's the crop tool. If you let your cursor hover over it just a little bit, it says crop tool, remove edge areas from the image or the layer. So I'm going to crop just the picture of me, and that's what I will want you to crop as well. And I actually can move it just a little bit up because I really don't want to crop right against my head. And I'll hit return, and there it is. My image is cropped. Now it also looks like a portrait view. I'm going to file, save as. One more time, I'm going to select, let me cancel that. I'm going to export it. File, export. There it is. Export as a JPEG, because I want everyone to see it and be able to open it and use it. And it will go into Wk3 Photos, and I will click export. Oh, I need to change the name. Cancel. I'm going to change the name to dash, and I'm going to say crop, and then say export. One more time, I get the export image as JPEG window, and I'm going to export it. Okay. Now, if I wanted to undo the crop image, I can go up to edit, undo crop image. And what I really want to do is, I don't think I named the resized image with the correct name when I exported it. So I'm going to go up to File, Export As, and I'm going to assign it the name Resize. There we go. And it will put into my folder the correct name. It'll be there when I need to use it. Okay, it's going into Wk3 Photos, export. And I'll leave it at the same amount, export. Okay. All right, so I've done the job. Have fun with this assignment this week.